Hello everyone and welcome to a new webinar by Catenda. I'm your host today, Julien Benoit, and the topic today to be discussed will be about issue management and what to do beyond clash detection. We will be together for 15-20 minutes and let's get started. So, title is clash detection and beyond. Why? Because as you can see on this picture, we've all seen this picture if you are part of the BREEAM world, I would say. So we've been using issues to host clash detection and record what's happening in the project from this image to BCF. So BCF, BREEAM collaboration format, is the media we use to store this information in issues. Today I want to go further. I want to explain how at Catenda inside BeamSync we want to increase your usage and improve your experience with issues. Of course, you know already, maybe if you're one of our customers or user, the issue management system that we have in BeamSync. You have a screenshot here. We will see that live just in a few minutes. And this is the way we have to handle issue management inside BeamSync, either for clash detection directly from software with our plugins and integrations, or directly inside the platform for recording more than just clash detection. And today the topic is to introduce a new feature inside BeamSync that I will explain in details in a moment, to give you the power of increasing the data and the properties that you add to your issues. So you can use issues in more context than before by having the possibility to add specific fields of information to your issues. So what we will cover today is this. First, I will explain about the setup for the custom fields inside BeamSync. Then I will explain the different types of custom fields that we have to offer. Third, I will use issue boards inside a demo project to show you the settings you need to adjust so you can properly use these custom fields. And finally, I will make two brief use cases to show you in a context what can be done with this custom field in the BeamSync environment. So let's get started with that. So here we go. We have here a demo project that we use for many purposes. So the place you will find the custom field is inside the settings. So if you click inside settings, you will be on this setting page, and at the top right you will find this button called custom fields. Once you press that, in this project there's already some examples that I set up earlier, so I can show you the different types of custom fields. But basically this is the place you will set everything, and by adding like simple button new custom field, and you will be able to add one. As you can see in the demonstration here, you have several existing custom fields that are of 4 different types that we actually support in that feature. So first you can have a text custom field, so it will be just the ability to fill in text information. We then have a decimal number, then you will have the ability to set digits, so you can, for instance here, assign a cost on a topic in an issue, for instance. We have another one called drop down, and this one is a bit more specific in the setup because drop down means that there will be a multiple set of choices, and you need to set these choices beforehand. I will cover that just in a minute. But if I zoom in this example, the discipline field contains several options that's been set previously and can be moved around, and you can decide to edit or delete them and so forth. So you can add options, so if you want to add another one, we will do it together in a moment. And then another one is project number here. It's an integer, So then it's a round number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So that's the types of custom fields that are available at the moment. I will create several custom fields with you so you can see how it works. Simple. We pick a name first. So I will set 2 examples to start with. I will talk about the cost impact. When you have an issue and you estimate that this will have an impact on the project cost because you need to change or repair something, it will be a field that will be necessary to fill in some issues. This will be a decimal number, and I can add a description to explain what it is. I can say estimated cost. Estimated cost, that's enough. All right, so now you see I have another one here, cost impact, decimal number, estimated cost. I will make a new one that is planning impact, because when you have a change happening or something that needs to be treated in the context of a project, there can be several impacts. Cost is one, planning is another one. So I will use in here a drop-down version, a type, sorry, so you can see how it's set afterwards. So once you've done this with the drop-down option, you see that you get into a new page that is asking you to set options, drop-down options. So it's empty, there's no option at the moment. So I will add multiple ones. So custom delimiter, default is comma. So you see, if you have, it's for a very large set. If you have that in another spreadsheet, you can copy paste and use it here. So let's say here I will say 5 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month as a start. Here we go. So in one go, if you have a copy paste, you will be able to select, and so we try to make it easy for you to set up even a large amount of different options. So if I go back to the custom field here, so you can see now the list is increasing, and now I have 2 drop downs, planning impact and discipline was there before. So this is everything about the setup. You can add as much as you want. There's no limit on the amount of custom fields you can host in a project. At the moment, these custom fields are defined on a project base. Now, what to do with these custom fields? As the title suggested, these custom fields are meant to be used in the issue context. So let's go to issues. I will use an issue board that's called custom field demo, and this is where I will explain you what to do with this custom field and how to assign them to your issue board. So if you go in the settings here, you will see in the usual issue board setting page a new custom field area where you will be able to set new custom field to this very issue board, which means, and this is very powerful, you can use some of the custom fields inside this issue board, but you can assign others to another issue board. So you really have a flexible environment to do all that. So on this specific issue board, I will add cost impact and say that it's require field, so which means when you will make an issue, you will have to set a number and a value. I will set a default value as 0 and add it here. And I will add the other one that is planning impact. I will say, no, it's not required, so there's no need before closing or assigning an issue to put it. But if I can not set as a default value. Here we go. So let's see how it's used in the context of issues now. I will just make quickly a brief issue that is an example, I would say. Let me pop up the two main models, structural and architecture. Zoom in on the door, and yeah, there's something off with this door, let's say. So now we'll make a new issue. Let's adjust the view. Here we go. So this is an issue like before. So there's title, change the door type. That's the request. It's a warning. This is an open issue. This is requested by me. This is assigned to the architect team. And now I have these new fields that needs to be set. So as you see, there's a project number that's already set, and it's a preloaded number, so I will leave it as it is. There's a cost impact field, so you see it's in red, which means I need to fill in a value before I can assign the issue. And there's one that is planning impact. It's not mandatory to fill it in, but could be nice. So I will say, okay, I have 2 weeks impact on this issue, and let's say, yeah, that's $5,000 impact because it's something to be changed, so it costs money. Here we go. So now I made an issue that is just an issue like before, I would say, but on top of that, I have 3 more interesting properties on this issue. So now I will make another one. Let's say about this tiny window here, new issue, move the window. Same, it's a warning, cost impact, hey, let's say 2,000 because someone has to do something, planning impact 5 days, and that's it, submit, and so forth. So you get the idea that you can enforce the use of more information on your issues, so you get better result by using them. And also, one other advantage is that when you have this issue board that fills in with several issues, if you use the table view, like now, you will see that the values I added into these custom fields can be added. So project number, it's not relevant because that's not to be summed, but in the cost impact, you see that we sum the numbers at the bottom of this column, which means you can have an estimate when you organize properly your issue boards and issues on the result of the last coordination meeting, for instance. Like there will be an impact of that amount of money. That's an example of how it can be used. So that's an example. I will use another example of these custom fields. It's about the BREEAM score that you can have on your project when you have such a target and you want to achieve a certification. Sorry. So I will add 3 new custom fields. The first one will be called BREEAM goal. So that's the goal I want to achieve on this very topic. And it's in terms of numbers because it's called credits. So I will say it's credits estimation for this very topic or issue. I will add another one called BREEAM result. And again, it will be also an integer, and it's also a matter of credits. And that way, I will be able to use an issue board to estimate how we did on the project towards the BREEAM certification. So now let's say, of course, it's a mock-up and it's an example. I'm not a specialist of BREEAM, but it's to give you a context of how you could use such a feature. So BREEAM score, I will go to settings again, go to the custom field area, add custom fields. So first will be BREEAM goal. So it is required. When you make a new topic, you will need to say, this is my goal. So minimum could be 1 credit. and then you will say this is the result. At the end of the process, result, whatever it is you're talking about, you will have a result, and then you can compare the sum of your targets and the sum of your goals and the sum of the result for a very area in a way. So let me show you how it could be used. So if I go back to the issues, I will make a dummy example that will be about energy. It will be, I don't know, sorry, electricity, design, first floor. And I'd like to reach 5 credits on my BREEAM Gold about energy, and it's an ongoing, so it's not over. Here we go. And then I could have a new issue that will be not about energy, but about maybe water and maybe global water usage below, I don't know, threshold. And then I will say this as credits in the BREEAM certification will be a target of 6, and we'll see about the result at the end. And so forth. So in that context, if you go back to the issue view and if you go to the table view, you will be able to see that if you have several, of course, if you have like all that, I don't know, 20, 50 topics, you will see that this is all the goals that you have, and then you will get the column with the results, and you will be able to see how you're doing on this target in a way. So you can move around these columns in the issue board, so you can see more clearly where you are. So you can start to administrate and use your issues for more than just clash detection. That was the topic here. So I hope you got all the details, and you can watch this video again. That will be available on our YouTube channel. But it's a procedure to just set the custom field first in the project, then assign the custom field in your issue boards in the settings, and then use them in the context of issues. Thank you for listening to me today. I hope you managed to understand the custom field. Please reach out if you have further questions, comments, or you want to ask more details about this feature. And I see you in the next one. Have a very good day. Bye.